Today, I need to stop everything and talk to you about something that is affecting millions of retirees right now, and most of them have absolutely no idea it's happening. If you receive Social Security retirement benefits, SSI or SSDI, or if you have a loved one who does, what I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes could be the most important thing you hear this year. There is a new administrative rule and a major system change happening inside the Social Security Administration right now. And if you are not prepared, if you don't know what to look for, you could accidentally lose your benefits. Not because you did anything wrong, but simply because you didn't know the rules had changed. Stay with me. I'm going to explain exactly what this is, who it affects, and most importantly, what you need to do to protect yourself. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Fett, and this channel exists for one reason and one reason only: to help seniors, retirees, and people with disabilities understand how the Social Security system actually works, from the inside out. I spent years working with the Social Security system, helping people navigate claims, understand their benefits, and avoid the costly mistakes that most people only find out about after it's too late. And I want to tell you, the system is not always easy to understand. It's complicated. The rules change. The paperwork is confusing. And the people at the front desk don't always explain things the way they should. That's why this channel exists. You deserve clear, honest, straightforward information. No fluff, no political spin, just the truth about your benefits. So before we go any further, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button right now and ring that notification bell. I post updates regularly, and this is exactly the kind of information you need to have in your corner. Now, let's talk about what's happening. The new rule, system change. All right, let's get into it. The Social Security Administration has rolled out significant administrative changes tied to identity verification, in-person documentation requirements, and a nationwide push to streamline what they're calling anti-fraud processing protocols. Now here's what that actually means in plain English. The SSA has announced that for many types of benefit actions, things like updating your direct deposit information, verifying your identity for a pending claim, or making certain changes to your account, they are now requiring in-person visits to a Social Security field office, or they're requiring additional documentation that wasn't required before. In some cases, people who used to be able to handle everything over the phone or online are now being told, you need to come in. And when they go in, they're being asked for documents they didn't bring, leading to delays, missed deadlines, and in some serious cases, suspension of payments. Now, why is the SSA doing this? The official reason is fraud prevention. There have been cases across the country where bad actors, identity thieves, have fraudulently redirected Social Security payments by calling in and changing direct deposit information. The SSA is trying to stop that, and honestly, that part is legitimate. Protecting your payments from fraud is a good thing. But here's the problem, and this is where retirees and disabled Americans are getting caught in the crossfire. The rollout of these new requirements has been uneven, confusing, and poorly communicated. Some offices are implementing the new protocols strictly, others are not. Some people are getting letters explaining what they need to bring. Others are showing up with nothing, because nobody told them anything had changed. And the seniors who are most at risk? They tend to be the ones who don't have internet access at home, who rely on someone else to help them manage paperwork, or who live in rural areas where the nearest Social Security office is an hour away. That is a real problem, and that is exactly what we're going to address today. Why retirees could be at risk. Let me paint you a picture, because I've seen this happen too many times. Let's say you're 72 years old. You've been receiving your Social Security retirement check for 7 years without a single problem. Then one day you get a letter, or worse, a phone call, saying that SSA needs to verify your identity or update something in your file. You think, no big deal, I'll handle it. But when you call the 800 number, they tell you the wait time is over 2 hours. You hang up and try again the next day. Same thing. Finally, you get through, and the representative tells you that you need to come into your local office with specific documents. But they don't tell you which documents, or they give you a partial list. You drive to the office. You wait 2 hours in the waiting room. When you finally get to the window, the clerk tells you, "I'm sorry, you needed to bring your original birth certificate. A photocopy won't work." You don't have your original birth certificate with you. You go home. You reschedule. Weeks pass. And during that time, your payment gets flagged. Maybe it gets delayed. Maybe it gets temporarily suspended. Now multiply that story by hundreds of thousands of people across this country, and you start to understand just how serious this situation is. Here's another risk I want you to understand: the confusion between SSI and SSDI. These are two completely different programs, and the rules around verification, income reporting, and documentation are different for each one. SSI, Supplemental Security Income, is a needs-based program. If you receive SSI, you have strict limits on how much money and property you can have. If your assets go over the limit, your SSI can be reduced or stopped entirely. And if SSA updates their verification process and finds unreported income or a bank account that wasn't previously disclosed, that can trigger an overpayment notice, meaning SSA says you owe them money. SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, is based on your work history and is not needs-based. But it has its own set of rules around medical reviews and continuing disability reviews, or CDRs, that are becoming more frequent. If you're not 100% sure which program you're on, please check your award letter or call SSA and ask directly, "Am I receiving Title II or Title 16 benefits?" That one question can save you from a world of confusion. Important tips to protect your benefits. Okay, so what do you actually do? Let me give you my top tips for protecting yourself right now. Tip number 1, never ever leave original documents at the Social Security office. I cannot stress this enough. SSA does not need to keep your original birth certificate, your original marriage certificate, or your original passport. They are required to return originals to you. Before you walk out of any Social Security office, make sure you have everything you walked in with. If they made copies, great, but your originals come home with you. Tip number 2, always ask for a stamped receipt or confirmation. Anytime you submit documents, make a change, or complete an appointment, ask the representative for a written confirmation. Whether it's a printout, a stamped receipt, or a reference number, get something in writing. If there's ever a dispute about what you submitted or when, that paper trail protects you. Tip number 3, confirm your benefit category. Call SSA and ask specifically, "Am I on Title II or Title 16? Knowing this helps you understand your rights, your rules, and what triggers could affect your payments. Tip number 4, verify your earnings record. Go to ssa.gov and create or log into your My Social Security account. Look at your earnings history. If there are missing years or incorrect amounts, that affects your future benefit calculations. You have the right to correct errors. Tip number 5, keep every appointment confirmation. If SSA schedules you for an in-person appointment, write down the date, the time, the name of the person who scheduled you, and the reference number. If that appointment gets canceled and nobody tells you, you need proof that you showed up ready and willing to comply. These are not complicated steps, but they are the difference between a smooth process and a nightmare. Now, I want to take a moment to address a scenario that I hear about constantly from this community, because it perfectly illustrates the kind of confusion that the new verification rules are creating. Let's call her Margaret. Margaret is 68 years old. Her late husband passed away 2 years ago. He worked for 40 years and paid into Social Security his entire life. Margaret is now receiving widow's survivor benefits based on his record. Recently, Margaret received a letter from SSA asking her to come in and verify her identity as part of a routine review. She panicked. She thought they were going to take away her benefits. She called her daughter, who called her son, and everybody started worrying that the government was cutting her off. Here's what I would tell Margaret, and what I want to tell everyone watching. A verification request is not a termination notice. It does not mean your benefits are ending. It means SSA needs to confirm your current information is accurate and that you are who you say you are. In Margaret's case, she needs to bring her government-issued photo ID, her Social Security card, her husband's death certificate, her most recent benefit award letter. She goes in, she verifies, and she walks out. Benefits intact. The key is not to panic. The key is to be prepared, to bring the right documents, and to ask questions if anything is unclear. I want to be very clear with you right now, because there is a lot of fear circulating online and on social media about Social Security being eliminated, cut, or taken away entirely. And I want to address that directly. Social Security is not disappearing. The benefits that tens of millions of Americans depend on, retirement benefits, survivor benefits, disability benefits, those are not going away. They are protected by law. They are funded by the payroll taxes that workers pay every single day. What is happening is that the Social Security Administration is going through a period of administrative restructuring. There are staffing pressures, system upgrades, and policy changes that are creating delays and confusion, particularly at the local office level. Most of what retirees are experiencing right now is not a threat to their benefits. It is an administrative process. And when you understand how that process works, you can navigate it with confidence instead of fear. The goal of this channel is to make sure you have that understanding, because an informed beneficiary is a protected beneficiary. Now, here is something I want to ask of you directly, and this is important. If you have had an experience with the new SSA verification process, whether it went smoothly or whether it was a complete nightmare, please leave a comment below and tell me what happened. Your experience might be exactly what another senior needs to hear before they walk into their local office. This community is powerful. We have people all across the country, from small towns in rural Alabama to big cities in California. And every single experience shared in the comments is a lesson that someone else can learn from. If you know a neighbor, a parent, a grandparent, or a friend who is on Social Security, please share this video with them right now. Text it to them. Post it on Facebook, because this information could save them from a serious mistake. And if you have questions, specific questions about your own situation, drop them in the comments. I read them. I respond when I can. And sometimes I make whole videos answering questions from this community, because the questions you ask are the same questions thousands of other people have, but are afraid to ask. All right, let me bring everything together for you, because I know there was a lot of information in this video, and I want to make sure you walk away with the most important points clear in your mind. Number one, the Social Security Administration has implemented new identity verification and documentation requirements that are affecting benefit processing across the country. Number two, these changes are designed to prevent fraud, but they are also causing delays and confusion for legitimate beneficiaries, especially seniors who are not online or who live far from an SSA field office. Number three, if you receive a letter, a call, or a notice from SSA, do not ignore it and do not panic. Take action. Gather the right documents, schedule your appointment, and bring written confirmation of everything. Number four, know whether you are on Title II, which includes retirement, SSDI, and survivor benefits, or Title 16, which is SSI. The rules are different for each program, and that difference matters. Number five, protect your documents, keep your records, verify your earnings history, and never assume everything is fine without confirming it yourself. You have worked for these benefits, you have earned them, and you deserve to receive them without disruption. If this video helped you, and I genuinely hope it did, please do me one small favor. Hit that like button right now. It costs you nothing, and it helps this video reach other seniors who need this information just as much as you did. And if you are not subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe right now. I post updates every week on Social Security changes, SSDI reviews, SSI rules, Medicare updates, and anything else that affects your financial security in retirement. This is your community, this is your resource, and I am not going anywhere. And finally, please share this video. Send it to one person today, one friend, one family member, one neighbor down the street who you know is on Social Security, because that one share could protect someone's benefits, their income, and their peace of mind. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and take care of each other.